Sigelei 100 just arrived. This is what the box looks like. You know, it's nothing too impressive, but there you go. So the first thing you'll notice when you open it is that it comes with your manual, your certificate, most importantly your warranty card, which is good for 6 months against any manufacturer defect. You get your screwdriver with extra screws for the back panel, as well as an extra 510 brass pin connector. And you get the unit itself. It's actually not as big as I expected, and I'm going to do a size comparison after I show you the inside. So first off, the magnet, you know, they have screws here on the back, but the magnet is far strong enough to not require the screws to be in. In fact, it's so strong, the screwdriver it comes with, you know, sticks to it. So it gives you an idea. But it's still nice to have spares. You know, the IPV V2 from Pioneer for You came with, I think, like 4 or 6 spares. Ironically, those I needed quite a bit. I wish they had adopted this magnet technology. So just so you know, I've already opened this, but I just want to show you what you're going to experience when you get it. I have 2 Sony VTC5s in here already, but again, so this thing is sturdy. It's unscrewed, but the back panel, even when I thrust it downward, it won't come off. So at the base where these vent holes are, there's a little lip here. Lift that open. You got your battery ports, positive on this side, positive on this side. So they're opposite on each side, okay? And obviously you got your ribbon. Then you get the 510 connector, which is adjustable. Now, I made a stupid mistake of assuming that China knew that when we want to lower something, we go clockwise, and when we want to loosen it, we go counterclockwise. Well, in this case, if you need to raise your 510 connector, you have to go clockwise. And if you want to lower it, you have to go counterclockwise. And it's soft metal too. I already banged it up, so I'm really glad they gave a spare. Also, the very first time you fire it up, it will immediately go to 100 watts. So, hold on, I got the ribbon sticking out. I gotta say though, this build quality is kick-ass. It's nicer than, certainly nicer than my IPV V2. So, see, it'll go right to 100 watts. So I guess the next thing to do is actually test this sucker out, right? So hold on one second. Let me go get and, oh no. Actually, the next thing to do is a side-by-side size comparison. So what I have here are the Heineken VTR, DNA 30, and a Pioneer for You IPV V2, and the Sigelei. As you can see, the Sigelei is actually not nearly as thick as the DNA 30. Slightly thicker than the IPV. Let's see. Actually, it's better to do it this way. It's only a tiny bit wider than anything else. So when it comes to size, it just goes to show that these boxes could easily have held dual 18650 batteries. They chose not to. The Sigelei box does have a logo on it. I saw someone saying they don't have a logo, but it's on that side, the back side, so you know, no one's really going to see it. So let's get a testing going. So I want to say that one thing I really dig about this box mod is the fact that what you notice on a lot of them is that where the 510 connector is, there's typically a seam along where the battery would be. A good example would be the Pioneer for You, or frankly any DNA box, but here's the Pioneer for You. You can see the seam. So that means when you overflow your atty by accident, some juice will accidentally get inside that seam, right? Sorry for this mess. Trying to make a point. Grr. That's my Sigelei, by the way. So anyway, I love the fact that this does not have that feature. I also really dig the clean internals. You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't get better than that. You got venting on the side. You got venting underneath. You know, that's beautiful. The design, I mean, this magnet is so tough. The fact that they give you extra screws is awesome, but truly, I mean, look at this. The magnet is so strong. I mean, it just closes itself. The only logo you'll notice is on this side. So, you know, most people, since the fire button's here, you're gonna be holding it like this. I'm assuming anyway, and you're not gonna see it. The fire button itself is a nice soft click. The same with the up and down. Now, I had read some misinformation on the internet that basically said that this box would not hit 100 watts unless you were sub-ohming. Now, I've got a 1.1 ohm build, dual coil build on my tugboat, and I've got a voltometer. So I'm going to screw this in. I can already confirm off the bat I can hit 100 watts with a 1.1 ohm coil. So let me get that set. This voltometer will reach 25.2 volts. Let's see. I have it set at. I'm going to set it at 50 watts on the money. The screen is saying 7.1 volts. Oh, this is terrible. I really apologize for the lighting. So this should say 7.1 volts when I vape, right? Saying 6.8. I noticed that earlier too, that this is, now it's saying 7, but I noticed that earlier as well, that it's actually kind of off in its reading by about 1.1, 0.2 increments. When I fire this on the Pioneer for You, which I could actually show you, it reads identical to that mod. So, you know, I don't know what that means or what that indicates, but let me tell you and show you that this will fire 100 watts with a 1.1 ohm build. One thing I should mention right off the bat is that I am using one of my all-day vapes. This is a Coffee Cafe by the Refuge. And by the way, this is an amazing juice. If you want to take an order from Refuge Vapors, their e-liquid, you can actually use a coupon code ADVISOR20, ADVISOR 20, one word, and they'll take off 20% of your purchase. This is a 60-40 blend. They actually have a dripper line now with a very high PG or VG content. And I'm excited to order some later today, actually. But even with this not being a high VG juice, I'm getting clouds off this thing I never got on my IPV or my DNA 30. I'm blown away at the cloud production that this is producing. You know what's great too? I've been finicking and testing with this for a couple hours now, and my battery strength is still at 99%. One of the biggest things I was interested in with this device was the fact that it's a dual 18650 battery, and since I typically vape at around 30 watts, sometimes significantly lower, and have no real use for 100 watts, I figured this is great because of the battery life extension itself. But at 30 watts, this sucker performs great, especially with a 1.1 coil. It's reading 6.2 volts. I never blow clouds like that, ever. Ever. And this doesn't even have a lot of VG in it. This thing is powerful. Man, I just really dig it. I mean, it's a beast. And the best part is, it's barely... Oh, I'm so sorry for the lighting. I'm going to have to refilm this. It's barely, using up battery life. It's still at 99%. Which, unfortunately, my camera is not really showing well. See, it keeps flickering, 99, 100. So tomorrow, I am actually starting my new show on Nova Broadcasting. It's called The Bomb Show, B-O-M. Hosted by Bug Out Machine, which is my forum username on Vaping Underground. I'm going to be talking about this, testing it, tinkering around with it live on the air. You can catch me from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In addition, I want to remind you guys that we do have a Tugboat Clone RDA contest running right now. Kick ass. And you're going to get one of these from Tobacco. One of these, not this. And, it's a matte finish. And these things are awesome, especially if you are in the clouds. I'm in the flavor, but, if you're in the clouds... It has great airflow, and you can always adjust, change your drip tip for more or less airflow. So it certainly can't hurt to go over there and make a comment and submit to the contest. I'm happy to help out. It's coming out of my pocket, and it's fun. So I'm thoroughly impressed with this device. I was a little disappointed because I had read some poor information on the net, but at the end of the day, this thing performs, and it's safe. It's a regulated device. It has battery polarity protection. It has heat sensor protection. It has all the protective features you would expect from a chip. It features the Wi-Fi e-cigar SX330 V3. It's awesome. Now, a couple of things you do need to know about this. It does not have a USB charger. That's why they made it such an easy access device with the magnet latch. When your batteries are at low level and you want to swap them out, that's what you do. You take these out, throw them on your charger, and put some fresh ones in. You cannot charge via USB. It just doesn't exist. Furthermore, this thing has great ventilation, and you know, I've been really pushing this for the past 2 hours now, and my batteries are not hot at all, and the chip is not hot at all. You know, so again, I'm going to do a lot more tests live on the air tomorrow, but thus far this thing is performing, it's exceeding my expectations. That's the best way I can describe it. So I'm going to take one more vape, and then I'm going to upload this sucker and see what you guys think. So remember, please check out my show, enter that contest, and also, very important, I have a pre-order on the Cloupor T8. That's a 150 watt box mod coming out next month. And I have a pre-order on the God Box 180 watt box mod. So those two and this are going to be very interesting to compare side by side. The God Box, they're not releasing a lot of specs yet. The T8 they have. But, you know, at the end of the day, these high wattage devices, they are regulated, so they're much safer. And frankly, it doesn't matter if you vape at 20 watts. If you want a box that's going to last all day without having to worry about your batteries, and you're vaping like 30, 20, even 40, 50 watts, this sucker's going to last. I mean, I am pushing it. I'm at 99% right now. I'm like, again, I'm very impressed, thoroughly impressed. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for your time. We will do, obviously, an extended follow-up review, just like I did with the IPv2. Again, I've only had this a couple hours, so I'm only giving you my initial thoughts, but I will do a follow-up as far as longevity, performance, durability. And don't forget, this thing has a 6-month warranty. Doesn't matter where you buy it from. I personally bought this from vaporcompany.com. That's vapor with an E. And you know, this is the third mod I got from them. I got my 722 from them. I got my IPv2 from them. They are pretty awesome at fulfilling pre-orders. So, you know, if you get a manufacturer warranty, then I don't think it matters what vendor you purchase from. But if you get something that has to go through a store warranty, just read the fine print. I know with the Pioneer for You devices that they did not offer the warranty directly through the shop. So just some food for thought. Thank you all. Vape on, vape often, vape in public, get educated, learn about battery safety, don't drip and drive, and most importantly, stay tuned and have fun. Peace, love, and vape on.